Hello, I'm David Kroll from Mortgage Network, and I'm introducing Money Matters. So welcome to Money Matters. I'm here alone today. My usual partner is Emily Johnson of Polaris Capital, and she is absent today. She's busy. So I'm going to talk about mortgages and the mortgage market and some of the interesting scenarios that you may not be aware of. So this should be a fun show, something for everyone. The mortgage market, as you well know, we've talked about it many times over the last months. The mortgage market is extremely attractive at the moment. Interest rates are very low. Long-term interest rates have been hovering at 3 3/4, 3 7/8 for the last number of weeks. That's very close to the all-time low. Shorter-term rates for 5-year ARMs, 7-year ARMs have been at 3%, 3.1%, 3.2%. Extremely attractive. The real story, however, is a different one, and that's the interesting developments and greater flexibility that now exists in the mortgage market that really went away during the recession. As soon as the recession hit in 2008 and then rolling like a tsunami into 2009, 2010, 2011, the mortgage market virtually shut down. Terrible chaos, in part caused by the mortgage industry, but in large part mortgages were a innocent bystander, and the mortgage market sort of crimped up and shut down, and mortgages became very hard to get. Now, here we are on May 1st of 2015, and the mortgage market is wide open. So let's start briefly with let's go age, and with age groups comes certain types of product normally. So let's start with first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers today, May 2015, have a more aggressive, better selection of product than at any time in my career over 30-some years. The first-time home buyer in Bluffton, for example, can in many cases qualify for a 100% mortgage in the high 3s, in the high 3% range, a 100% mortgage, no down payment required. This would be a rural housing or USDA loan. These are extraordinarily attractive loans. There's no prepayment penalties. There's no penalties of any kind. They are what they look like, which is a great deal. Borrower has to have reasonably good credit and needs to have a stable job, but that too is not an extremely hard standard to meet. The first-time home buyer also has available FHA loans, and FHA loans are also an extraordinarily powerful product. The down payment is 3.5%. So if you're buying a $150,000 loan, a $150,000 property, you're being asked to put down $5,000 basically. Almost anybody can come up with $5,000 as an assembly of money, savings of their own, a gift from grandma, a gift from Uncle Joe. Somehow or other, a family can work together to put together $5,000. FHA loans are famous for their flexibility. FHA loans allow gift funds for the small down payment, for example. FHA loans also allow a broad range of credit scores. So people whose credit has been somewhat challenged, whose credit scores are somewhat low, still qualify or still can be made to qualify for FHA loans. So we find at the moment that between FHA loans and rural housing loans that the great majority of first-time home buyers are able to be satisfied. Then comes Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the two huge providers of mortgages and mortgage guarantees, and they have products for the first-time home buyer as well. Standard conventional mortgages go up to 95%, 5% down. Great deals. Standard conventional mortgages. Just recently, another Fannie Mae product or program came out going up to 97% or a 3% down payment. So first-time home buyers are really very well served at the moment. When you couple that with the fact that interest rates are low, it's pretty exciting. The variable of rent to own, which is a very important economic indicator at any time. In the housing industry, we always look at the rent to own relationship and the cost of renting versus the cost of owning. Right now, that $150,000 house in Bluffton is going to cost approximately $600 for the mortgage payment, or $625, something like that. It's going to cost approximately $70 a month for taxes, another $70 a month for insurance, and it's going to cost perhaps $50 a month for mortgage insurance, because we're assuming that there is not 20% down, and it's going to cost perhaps another $50 a month for an HOA or POA payment. So what you have there is a mortgage payment of $600, $625, a mixture of other costs of perhaps $250, the entire cost of ownership, everything wrapped in and included, about $850, $875, $900, somewhere in there for a $150,000 home. That home cannot be rented even close to $850 or $900. That home is going to be rented for $1,200 or $1,300 or $1,400. So it's an inverse relationship at the moment, making it extremely attractive for young people, for first home buyers, to pursue home ownership if they are at that point in their life planning. If they have coupled up and are interested in a reasonable degree of stability and the responsibility of a house, then absolutely now is the time. When you move one step up from there, when you move to folks that are buying homes for the second time, or folks that are coming into the area for retirement and are looking conservatively at their investment for retirement, then we're now in the $300,000 range, $250,000, $300,000, $350,000 range. The Bluffton has an amazing array of houses of this variety, tremendous value in that market for move-up homeowners and for incoming retirees. Sun City, a great example of that that range of product, loads and loads of that inventory. And it has super products available as well, super mortgage products available as well. So when we come back for the second half of the show, when I come back for the second half of the show, I will develop that next big market and the mortgages that go with it. See you in a bit.